Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for March the 8th, 2023. March the 8th. Actually, that's Wednesday, March the 8th. Today's episode was a pretty good episode. I mean, a little something, something. We got some movement here. We have Liz was asleep on the couch waiting for Cameron to come in. He comes in, and first he was worried, like, why are you on the couch? And she goes, no, no, no. I was just waiting up for you and fell asleep. And he tells her he had some good news. He got accepted to Stanford, or is it Stanford, and to play on the soccer team. And Elizabeth was like, what? And oh, they were so happy he got a full scholarship because Liz can't afford to send him. He would have been dying in student aid debt, right? But no, full scholarship. They're sending him out like now because he's going to be there for the spring semester so he could train and start working with the coach so he could play on the team this fall. So, oh, he's so happy. They're giving the actor a graceful exit for now, which is good. They don't really need Cameron right now. Um, let's let Jocelyn get into danger, get kidnapped, get almost killed, get everything that's going to happen to her. Cameron does not need to be around it. So right now, Cameron's not needed. You know, Kelly's will just be a place running itself. Seriously. People still run in and out of Kelly's. They just won't, it won't be anybody we know serving. But anyway, I was happy for him and Liz was happy for him. And then she goes, well, you know what, honey? Before you leave, there's something I have to tell you, Cameron, because I don't want you to leave on this happy note. I really want to give you some downer news about your mommy, okay? Because I want you to be a little bit worried about what other bad decisions I'm gonna make while you're gone, Cameron. And I'm gonna feel really, really bad. I'm gonna feel really, really sorry when it's over. And I'm gonna really, really want you to forgive me, Cameron. So here it is. And she didn't say all that. I threw that part in. But she does. She tells them about Esme, how she helped Nicholas keep her captive in that tower because they thought they were protecting, she was helping protect his baby and protect the citizens of Port Charles from the hook killer. And for a while, there were no killers until Officer Cabrera got killed. Then they realized Esme wasn't the hook killer. And Cameron's like, why didn't you go to the police then? Because first he goes, wait, when you found out he was holding her captives, why didn't you go to the police? Well, I thought I was protecting everybody and helping protect this innocent baby. Nicholas convinced me. He convinced me because he's my best friend in the whole wide world. And he can't do bad all on his own. He has to do so. I got to do some bad with him. That's the way me and Nicholas roll, Cammy. No, she didn't say that. So anyway, so she goes, what she did say, I thought we were protecting, whatever. And he goes, but then after you found out, why didn't you come forward? Because I felt it was like too late. I mean, I felt I was in so deep, and then she escaped, and then did. Say something, Cameron. And he was just like, oh my God, I don't know what to say. So he gets up and he can you ever forgive me? And he just looked at her and he's like, whoa, I got to digest this, right? He starts to go up to his room. Then he turned around and he goes, Mom, I love you. And he comes back over to her and he goes, and I think he even told her she was the best mom, which was okay, right? Or he told her something. I don't know what he told her. He told her something about he was happy, whatever. He was proud of her because it took guts to go to the police, like she did and admit what she did. And she goes, oh, how did I deserve such a son like you? Oh, yeah. And they hug, but good. Cameron gets to leave on a good note. And I guess news can't get out to Sanford because that's Stanford, you know. Okay. what his mother did. So she got ahead of that bus, even though I don't think Spencer ever would have known. And she's definitely not going to tell Jakey and Aiden, right? So I don't know how, unless Jocelyn would write him, but they're not on speaking terms. So I don't know. Well, Spencer might spill the beans. Okay, yep. Spencer's that wild card. He just found out today that Nicholas held Esme captive because Esme told him that Elizabeth told him. So yeah, Spencer would tell Cameron, right, to see if he knew what his mother had done. Oops. Okay, so now we have, let's see, Portia. Marshall finishes talking to Portia, kissing her on the cheek. Thanks for your help and support, blah, blah, blah. Curtis gets off the elevator because she's like, Marshall, do you think there's a chance for me and Curtis? And Curtis is coming off the elevator at the same time. Curtis just looks at her, said, I'll see you at the doctor's office. And Marshall says, no, I don't need you, son, while I'm checking in. Okay, stay and talk. So Portia's like, Curtis, can we just talk a minute? How are you? The typical, Curtis, you haven't come home since the wedding. And he looked at her because Curtis is still really not saying too much. He's just walking kind of away from the elevator. Where are you staying at, Curtis? The Metro Court. Okay. Curtis, what did he say? Oh, are you and Trina gonna get a DNA test? And I'm thinking, chick, you had 20 years to get a DNA test. And now you're talking about you and Trina gonna get a DNA test? And he goes, Trina is not ready to get a DNA test. Oh, so you talked to Trina? And he looked at her, yes. How is Trina? How's she doing? What's going on? And he goes, you know what? I am not going to talk to you about Trina. And so she goes, well, just a little bit of information would be so helpful. And he just, right? Trina's fine. And so he goes, look, I have got to get over to because Curtis ain't having it. I have got to get over to the doctor's, to the doctor's office. And so he's walking away and she goes, Curtis, I'll do anything to make it right, Curtis. I'll do anything. And he just kept right on going. But tell you some truthful facts that you might need to know. Okay. She'll do everything but that, right? Don't tell her where the DNA test is going to be done because she's going to change the information on it. So anyway, Trina is talking to Spencer and Portia walks up. Hi, Trina. Are you looking for me? Now, did a nurse come up and say, Dr. Robinson or Dr. Ashford now, right? Your daughter's looking for you. She didn't see Trina going to her office or going to the nurse's station saying, is my mother here? Okay. Where did she find Trina? She found Trina talking to Spencer, being supportive of Spencer. So anybody's eyes could see who Trina was there for, right? Oh, hi, Trina. You looking for me? Trina looks at her, right? She didn't take a sip. I need to do that. Trina looks at her. No, I'm here for Spencer. What? I'm here for Spencer, right? Oh, so Laura comes out of Esme's room because she was in there talking to Esme, and I'm gonna get to Esme in just a minute, right? Laura comes out of Esme's room looking a little worried, and Trina looks at Spencer. She goes, go talk to your grandmother, Spencer. because she really looks like she needs to talk to you. And Spencer looks down at her and he goes, are you sure? Because when Trina came up to Spencer, she was so cute. She had a little gift bag and she goes, I got a gift for your baby brother, a blanket. And he goes, that's so nice. And they looked at each other, so cute. They really did. So anyway, he says, okay. So he goes to talk to Laura and Portia goes, how are you, Trina? How have you been? And she just looks at her. So they sit down and she goes, I really miss you, Trina. And Curtis tells me he talked to you. I mean, he didn't tell me nothing personal that you two told each other, but I do want you to know Curtis did tell me that he talked to you. I didn't want to, keep anything from you. So Trina looked at her and said, you mean now? Like you kept something from me for 20 years. Okay. So something like that. Curtis said he talked to you, to me. Okay. Right. And so she goes, so Trina, tell me about your project. What did you choose? Did you pick this, and this to bring out the book? And Trina looked at her and said, Mom, we are not there yet. Oh, okay. Because I'm just excited. I'm excited about, your life. I really miss hearing about it. And she goes, but you know what? I did hear what you said. You said, yet. I'll take it. Because Trina may have said yes. I said yes. And so she goes, I'll take it. So Portia goes to get up and she's getting ready to walk away because I got to see a patient. And so Trina says, Mom, I miss you too. And she looks at Trina and I thought, oh, they'll be back together in a quick minute. You see what happens when you give somebody space, you give them space. Let them work out their anger. See, Curtis is the only one that's the wild card. Good. Curtis, you be Curtis. Because you are Curtis with everybody else. Why they haven't showed Curtis talking to Aunt Stella yet? Where's Stella? She's only good for these one day features. This is a major storyline. Stella's the one that pretty much got the lid started to blow off of the whole story. And no, Stella, we ain't seen her since. That's unrealistic. They got enough money to have Stella come back for another day, right? And then Stella needs to fess up about them divorce papers. Let's do that, Stella. Anyway, so Laura goes in to see Esme because when I had said Spencer went to go talk to Laura, that's after she had come out of Esme's room. So let's flash back. Let's go into Esme's room. Laura's in there. She's talking to Esme, and Esme ain't having it. Esme's like, I can't trust you. Nurse Baldwin told me I was held captive in the tower. You all are after me. You all this and that. And you can all the Cassidies. And Laura says, I am not a Cassidine. And so Esme goes, no, but you sure didn't tell me that I was held captive. Laura said, I just found out not too long ago, Esme. Have I ever given you any reason not to trust me? And Esme said, no. She goes, and I won't. She goes, look, I know what it's like to have be a young mother. When I was pregnant with my first child, see, the only thing she didn't say was Nicholas's name because it was Nicholas. I was about your age when I had him. I was kept from my child, and then I was separated from my child for years. So I know what it's like to have your child ripped away from you. And Esme was like, oh, I didn't know that. And so she says, I'm here. She goes, well, Nicholas is your son and Spencer is your grandson, and they're trying to take my baby from me. And Laura said, and your son Ace is also my grandson. I have his best interest at heart. And so Esme she got, okay. So then the officer comes in and says, hey, hi, Mayor Collins, but Miss Prince or Esme Prince is going to be transferred to Spring Ridge tonight. And Laura looked, she goes, so soon? He goes, yes. So Esme's like, oh no. And what about my son? What about my baby? So the officer looks at his phone and he says, your baby is coming with you. And oh, she smiles and beams, because before the officer came in, Laura said, you need to think of the best interest of the child. Do you feel having your son in that environment in the prison is the best place for him? And Esme's just looking at her, and that's when the officer comes in. So she puts out the biggest smile. She was like, oh my God, okay. Yes, he can come with me. She was so happy, right? First time I've ever really seen Esme like that, and without her recording somebody having sex, right? Or blowing up somebody's car. This seemed to be genuine happiness. So then Laura leaves out and she tells Spencer that, because Spencer was pissed, he's like, I'm going to fight. That psychopath is not going to get my brother, my baby brother. I'm getting ready to go to the nursery to hold him because this may be the last time for a while. And then Laura says, Spencer, I've got some bad news. Esme's being transferred tonight and the baby's going with her. And he is fit to be, I'm going to this, that. And Laura said, Spencer, look, we have to handle this carefully, Spencer. We have to. Otherwise, you're going to risk alienating Esme. And we don't know what's going to happen with her sentence. She hasn't gone to trial yet. We need to play this right. And Spencer ain't having it, hothead, right? So then he sees them wheeling the baby in to the room. And then it shows Esme dressed, and it shows her holding her baby. And boy, that little one had his binky. I'm about to cut a tooth. And then even making noise. And she's smiling down at him. But then when they wheel her out of the room, this mother must have been the other twin, right? Because the other twin was a little cranky today. And the other twin didn't have a binky. And the other twin didn't quite like Esme holding him. That's the first time we got creepy Uncle Victor holding him. But see, maybe one of those twins is more amicable to be held, right? And so he's kind of fussing, and they can't keep that receiving blanket on him. It ain't even covering nothing, right? So Spencer says, he reaches for Trina's bag. He goes, the baby's not going to be warm enough in that. Here's a blanket. It's cold outside. And she looks at him. No, thank you. So Laura takes the blanket from Spencer and she says, Esme, you take this. Because first she told Spencer like to kind of back him up so he don't start arguing with Esme. Listen, they're just going down to the parking garage into a transport van. The baby will be fine. And I'm thinking, no, that baby's going to be cold. I'm sorry. Esme has on a jacket, pants, shoes, and socks. All this baby has is a hospital beanie. That receiving blanket is not covering nothing. No jacket, no clothes, right? No shoes, no socks. No, this is winter. That baby is not going to be fine. That's not keeping him warm enough. What is that, right? So Laura puts the blanket on Esme's lap and says, honey, you can never have too many of these. And you take this. So okay. So she looks at Laura, and the little baby Ace is fussing, right? She's trying to let him play with the blanket. He's thinking, if that was the baby that had the binky, he said, I dropped the binky, We need to go get my binky. It's right over there. You guys are going the wrong way, right? My gums are itching. About to cut a tooth. So she looks at Laura and she says, Laura, you can come visit us anytime at Spring Ridge. And Laura says, thank you, honey. I'll do just that. I will see you both soon, right? Laura's going to be there tomorrow. Seriously. And she's probably going to go there and Esme's going to be distraught. Or either something, it didn't go well the night because she's never had the baby. It's been in the nursery. She's seen it. They brought it to her, but they take it back, right? You in prison. It's not like you at home where you get to, baby's fussing, you get to go downstairs, get the bottle, warm it up, come back and bring it to the baby. You in your cell. They probably, yes, I know they have all the things the baby will need, otherwise they wouldn't let the baby be there, but you're still in that cell with the baby. And don't let the baby be crying and the other prisoners yelling, shut that kid up. I'm trying to sleep in here. I don't know if it's even like that, because as we see Spring Ridge, they really don't have bars. They're in their own rooms with some of them padded, but okay. Maybe that was Ferncliff that had the padded. Just, it's still a jail door. You can't get out. It's locked. So needless to say, I do believe when Laura goes to visit, one of these times, Esme's going to say, as much as I want to keep my baby here, it's not safe here. And I need you. Will you look after my son until we find out what's going to happen? We'll see. I kind of think that's how that should go, but we don't know, everybody. We don't know how that is going to go, but the baby is going with Esme, and there is no Heather Weber there to protect her. So either Heather had set up that whole scene with that chick scaring Esme, which I wouldn't put that past Heather, so that Esme could be endearing and beholding to her for protection. That actually could have happened that way, but we shall see. Now let's go to Comment Corner. Comment Corner. Okay, Camilla says, congratulations on over 1,000 subscribers. You mentioned a few days ago that your favorite soap leading lady is Susan Lucci. I know Lucci is synonymous with AMC, but wouldn't it be amazing if she, if she appears and becomes a regular as a Cassadine? Maybe as Mikos' sister or half-sister. I know the Cassadine family is an embedded part of Port Charles since the 1970s, meaning they will never go just like the Quartermains. I know, huh? That would be interesting. It would be awesome if GH would surprise us as she is behind the Mason ordeal. Whoa, she could be the she boss, right? I just think with everything in Susan's life, she likes things calm. I think General Hospital would be a bit much. It's that young and the restless, that slow it down. If she's going to come back, something slow. I think General Hospital would be a little too much. And you have to really be up to playing a villain. I would not like to see her as a villain. I really wouldn't. Erica Kane was not a villain. She could be a naughty, saucy, sassy girl, but she was not a villain. So I wouldn't like to see her as a Cassadine. Anyway, I also know that idea was way off, but General Hospital, this is still Camilla talking, but General Hospital is known for scenes that are way off, like ghosts or bringing people back from the dead. Also, I truly enjoyed your valuable critique of each episode, and I agree with you. I could never hand over my cell phone to anyone. Thank you so much, Camilla. And then Kim says, congratulations on getting your 1,000. Now for the goal of 2,000. That's right, you deserve it. I can't stand Carly and Joss. Yes, I agree that Alexis is nosy. She should get a life. Finn doesn't belong with Elizabeth now. I kind of liked Finn and Alexis, even though Finn was too slow for Anna. Finn and Anna were kind of cute together, but they don't compare to Valentine and Anna. But I kind of think Finn and Alexis could go well together. I don't know why. I just do. He deserves better. I still believe he should be with Sam or somebody else. Dante belongs to Lulu. Spencer belongs to Trina. They are cute together. Sonny is a better mob boss. Michael shouldn't disrespect Sonny. Family should stick together. Jane says, not actually. The stocks would go to Charlotte, Valentine's daughter, although I don't really see how that would work considering she's underage. Laura is the one that's over all of Charlotte's financial matters. But let's face it, they haven't done anything legal to legalize anything, because Laura knows Valentine is not dead, right? Laura said she'll hold on to it for her until let's see, and tell her she's okay. Maybe that's how delete find out too. I don't understand that part at all. Okay, yeah, I don't get the last part of your comment, Jane. P. Merle says, why is everyone so down on Drew and Carly? That can't the woman catch a break? Why can't she have a wild and crazy affair? It's all right for Nina and Sonny, but Carly has to be miserable. You guys are mean. Why don't they just get Spinelli to erase their digital footprint? Now the writers are turning Ava into a wimpette. WTH. WTH. Guess what? I know what that one is, and I'm not even going to say it. Okay, guess what? P. Merle. Carly should have a wild and crazy affair, right? Is there anything wild and crazy with the chemistry she's got going on with Drew? Heck no. There's nothing wild and crazy. There's nothing that says, woo, Carly and Drew are good. None of it is happening. That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying, PE. And I can't think of a man right now on General Hospital that would work for Carly. Nobody. They would have to bring in somebody new, bring Jason back. But we all know he's getting himself knee deep into As the World Turns. They're really reprising him into the original role he had years ago, I guess before GH or during one of his years away from GH that he reprised. Cindy says, I'm sure many children were born who weren't in the 5-year plan. Life happens. She's talking about Molly. And then Sheila says, Patrick Drake's brother was Matt Hunter, a doctor who was in jail for murder during the Lisa Niles reign of terror. Oh, okay. That's who that was. And Sheila says, when Nina causes trouble for Carly, her relationship with Willow is over. You're right. LaShunta says, what did Stephen Lars go to prison for? And Patrick did have a younger brother. He was a doctor too. Olivia said her loyalty is to Carly, but she has been happy these days. Sunny smirked and she noticed it too. But as it's a shame that that they got to be discreet. He's loving it. There are consequences for your actions. He was too smug. I can't stand him no more. He just gave Nina all she thinks she needs. Remember when Sonny was talking to Michael, he said, you're not going to like what happens next. You're right. And Michael's going to think Sonny did this to his mother. This is the first time Sonny has done this. Well, Sonny's threatened Michael before. Michael's come up against him, not to kill him, but threatened to slap him down mob boss style, right? Joni says, Nina is like Mary Mary freaking Poppins in that purse. I know she's like, what else you need in here? Nakisha says Matt Hunter is Patrick's brother. He was dating Maxie. He got drunk and killed Lisa Niles. Oh, he didn't remember it. Maxie pretended it was her to protect him. Spinelli figured out the truth, and eventually Matt uh, went to prison. The actress playing Maxie was temporarily recast. I believe Kristen Storms had taken physical leave of absence. I think she was recast with somebody named Jen Lilly. Yes, Christian. Oh, I can't think of the disease that she suffers from. I don't know if it was Crohn's. Might have been. It's just she would be just curled over in pain in between her scenes, so she had to get some time off and some help. Annette says, question, who has more unknown children, Y&R or General Hospital? Every soap has a child that a mother pretends she forgot to give birth to. Now, I can understand a father not knowing, but how often in life, everybody, does a mother not know she gave birth to a child? Come on now. But that's soap opera for you. Lucy says, love Marshall and Portia's relationship. Annette says, is Marshall Portia's daddy, not Curtis's daddy? Just thinking out of the box. We saw Portia's daddy and her brother. So Trina doesn't look like either daddy nor family. Strange, isn't it? Annette, I'm gonna laugh at you. Okay, what if Jordan and Portia are sisters? Anything is possible in soap. You're right. Anything is possible in soaps. However, let's ask the question, why doesn't Trina look like the actress Trina, look like she could be Portia's daddy and or Curtis's daughter, Portia's daughter or Curtis's daughter or Taggart's daughter? Because she's acting, as an actress. All they did not do is they did not try to match skin type. Sometimes they will do that. But truth be told, in African American families with mothers and fathers and siblings, guess what? And there was no tipping out. You have different colors, different shades of black right there within the same family, because it can reach back to grandparents. It can reach back, and you just get a difference. And that's the truth. But a lot of the times with casting, they do try to cast close. Realistically, Portia's skin color and Taggart would have a lighter. Remember 3 weeks ago, I showed some pictures of the first Trina Robinson, then we had the second Trina Robinson, and this is the third. That first Trina Robinson, the first actress that played her, she would have been a perfect skin tone match there. Blend of Portia and Taggart. But they just didn't go that way this time. Okay. Then Michael says, Drew and Carly, I saw the scene. Unfortunately, I can't tell you what was really said. I know you just kind of doze off on them. Like, what? I don't just doze off. I'm pushing fast forward. I'm Paramount Plus, fast forward. I believe you got it right. You also got it right about Portia. Other than Curtis and Trina, and we see Trina's already softening up, she got off scot-free. She sure did. I would like to see how Aunt Stella will interact with Portia. Maybe Aunt Stella, the actress that played Stella, got sick, because there is no way they didn't have more Stella interaction, right? Molly and TJ are trying to hire a set of 3-month-old twins too. I know. The Nina and Willow scene was actually good. Yes, it was. I hope Nina can keep the same restraint she had in the conversation as she continues to build her relationship with Willow. Nina's pocketbook is magical. She never leaves home without it. Sunny could be on to Dex. he did a background check, and he was having Dex followed. That was so true. He had somebody telling Dex. They would have told him Dex is seeing Jocelyn. If not, Sonny doesn't know about Dex. I don't understand why his people haven't given him this information yet. Maybe they have, and he's playing Dex. Great recap. I know, because he should know by now. PE says, why don't they do a DNA test on Trina? They will find out if Taggart is her dad, and there would be no reason for this whole debacle. Trina doesn't want a DNA test yet. That's why. Curtis does, she does not. Lisa says, what about Stella having a family relationship match on the DNA database? How can that be explained? Trina has to be Curtis's daughter, and they're from the same family member. Stella related to, is from the same family that Stella is related to, like Phyllis. Yeah, it is gonna come out. Billy, Trina is why that match happened, right? And Sandy says, I don't understand why these dollar store writers ever put Carly and Drew. He is a waste with no chemistry. She is being punished. Cindy says, I agree. The writers forced those two together, but it's better than having Wes Ramsey come back as Peter August. Yeah, Peter August. We're done with that. We're done with that Cassadine, right? No, he wasn't a Cassadine. He was a Faison. He was Heinrich Faison, yeah. And Anariana says, this episode was a hot mess. I do like the dramatics with with Mason, Austin, and Ava. Clearly Mason is going nowhere. The rest was irritating with Sonny and Olivia, or snooze fest with Carly and Drew. Let Nina come for Carly. She can forfeit the relationship with Willow. If Willow were not her child, she would still be a monster to her. No, ma'am. Thanks for the great recap. Thank you, Edna Brianna. And then Ron says, Drew is basically using Carly. Using Carly to get on her, thinking he can marry her and get from the SCC, from seeking legal, I guess, to escape legal matters. Sonny knows this, and Miss Nosy overhears half the conversation. Now, she'll run with it. If she does, Sonny will go off and would never forgive her. If she does, just go and tell. Susan says, Nosy Nina has her running shoes on. Her running shoes, and is going to run and tell some half-truths about it, and what will Sonny do? Yep, she sure will. She's gonna really start digging and just start prying, and yeah, it's gonna be a hot mess, because Nina didn't hear all of it, but with the confirmation, with her she'll probably question Olivia, and Olivia's blabbermouth will let something go, right? Sonny, in the sack, he'll let something go. She'll get enough of let go stuff to put something together, and she'll call him, do a little. She's gonna do Esme, a little secret tippy tip to the cops, right? She'll do a little secret anonymous call, right? So anyway, everybody, that is it. That's it for today's daily recap of General Hospital. I will be back tomorrow for another daily recap.